Hi everyone, this is our last story time going along with our summer reading program. You can still sign up if you'd like to. We have all sorts of awesome stuff. I have 2 stories and then a pretty simple project. So here we go. The first I'm going to do is Weird But True, number 9, 350 Outrageous Facts by National Geographic Kids. So here we go. So some mosquitoes prefer cow blood over human blood. And this has so many more facts that I'm going to share. These were just some that I thought were really interesting. There are 130 species of fish that spend at least some of their time on dry land. Some of them are known as mud skippers. You might have heard of them. You can swim as fast in maple syrup as you can in water. The US-Canadian border runs right through the middle of a library. Thieves in Wisconsin stole 20,000 pounds of cheese. That's a lot of cheese, guys. Moths are evolving to be less attracted to light, and Australia has drifted almost 5 feet north in the last 22 years. A Chihuahua named Miracle Millie holds the record for shortest dog at 3.8 inches tall. That's shorter than this book. Some piranhas are vegetarian. Scientists recently discovered a glowing purple blob on the floor of the Pacific Ocean. What could cause that? That's what I want to know now. A man in New York returned a library book that was 15,531 days overdue. That's 42 years. 42 years overdue. The video game character Mario was originally named Jumpman. I think I like Mario better though. 10% of the world's redheads live in Ireland. Right here. There's an elephant in South Korea that can imitate human speech. Most kangaroos are left-handed. You can go to elf school in Reykjavik, Iceland. A dog named Duke was elected mayor of Cormorant, Minnesota. One species of crab lives in a tree. That'd be kind of scary. Randomly look up, find a crab. Petrichor equals the smell in the air following rain. I love that smell. In Spain, the tooth fairy is a mouse named Perez. Baby hedgehogs are called hoglets. That's so cute. Q is the only letter of the alphabet that does not appear in the name of any U.S. state. Only one species of insect lives year-round in Antarctica. Cookie Monster said his name used to be Sid. Okay, last two here. You have smell receptors in your lungs. And the first cell phone, nicknamed the Brick, weighed 2 pounds. That's a lot to just be carrying around. Okay. Our next story is called Pop, The Invention of Bubble Gum by Meghan McCarthy. On a small street in Philadelphia in the 1920s, there was a factory owned by the Fleer family. Inside the factory, lots of gum and candy were made. Working upstairs was a young accountant named Walter Deemer. His job was to add numbers and balance budgets. He knew lots about math, but not much about gum. There wasn't enough space in the building, so a new experimental laboratory was moved into the office next to Walter's. In came lots of beakers and pots and tubes. What could be going on? The big secret was that the company was trying to make a new kind of gum. Chewing gum had already been around for centuries. Men in top hats and women in puffy dresses chewed gum for fun and to cure things like stomach aches. The ancient Greeks chewed the sap of the mastic tree. And American Indians introduced early settlers to spruce tree resin, a sticky substance that could be chewed. Ho-hum, gum wasn't that exciting, but what if gum chewers could blow bubbles? Now that would be something, a world full of bubble gum blowers. Every day, Walter watched what went on inside the laboratory. There wasn't much progress. One day, his boss gestured toward one of the kettles containing a gum experiment and said, "Watch that, will you?" After a while, I was not only watching it, I was doing it, Walter said. He added a bit of this and a bit of that, but still nothing. Perhaps making a new gum wasn't possible after all. And soon, Walter's boss had given up. But Walter hadn't. He spent months playing with different mixtures. Finally, something was happening. Bubbles. Big, glorious bubbles. The mixture needed flavor, so Walter added a bit of cinnamon, a dash of wintergreen, a drop of vanilla. Could this bubbling batch be bubblegum? Walter put a wad into his mouth and began to chew. When the time was right, he blew a magnificent bubble. "I had it," Walter said. Excitedly, he passed out the mixture for his coworkers to try. We were blowing bubbles and prancing all over the place. Sadly, the next day the mixture was as hard as a rock. It wouldn't blow a bubble worth a darn. But Walter didn't give up. Back to work he went. After many more months of adding this and that, top secret ingredients he would never share, Walter found what he was looking for. It bubbled and popped. Could this batch finally be bubble gum? To finish off his grand creation, he needed some color. Pink coloring was the only one I had at hand, said the inventor. So, in it went. A batch was cut into pieces, and 5 pounds of it was brought to a local mom-and-pop store. It was the day after Christmas, and the kids who came into the store got the present of a lifetime. They were the first people in the world to try bubble gum that worked. That day, Walter gave lessons on how to blow bubbles. Everyone loved bubble gum. When the kids discovered what it could do, it sold out that afternoon, Walter said. Walter's double bubble was such a success that the Fleer Corporation made truckloads of delicious bubble gum. It was delivered to small stores and big stores alike. After being promoted to vice president and then later retiring from Fleer, Walter enjoyed the rest of his life in a relaxed manner. He was known to ride around on a giant tricycle and liked to invite the neighborhood kids over for, what else? Gum-blowing contests. Walter Deemer never got rich from his invention, but he didn't seem to mind. I've done something with my life, he said. I've made kids happy around the world. That's the end. There's a whole bunch of cool information at the end of this book. If you want to check it out, all you need to do is call us and say, hey, I want that bubblegum book from the video. So I only have one super easy project today. It's a treasure map, because we were talking about kind of history things, and pirates are kind of historical. So this is what I drew. There's a start, and I drew a book because we're at the library. And then you go to a table, and then to the chair, and then if you're at home, you go to the bed, and the sandbox, and swings, and fridge. And you can make it however you want, and you can actually hide things and have somebody look. So that's that, and then I colored it. I just colored in my things. And then you crumple it up a whole bunch to make it look really, really old. And then it looks like a real pirate's map. And you can make it way more detailed or just as easy as mine is. Do whatever you want. It is your thing. Make it yours, okay? Thanks for coming. I will hopefully see you next time. Bye.